I am a cisgendered heterosexual black woman, and I am fucking tired. Okay, I'm so tired of this age-old, redundant-ass conversation that we have every 3 to 5 months regarding cis women versus trans women. If you don't know, or unless you live under a rock, there's this transgender activist who's also a creator on here, and I'll be honest, I'm not a fan, okay? I'm not a fan of this woman because I find her content to be quite divisive, okay? She uses language that I personally don't think helps either one of our communities. However, be that as it may, she made a video talking about how, cis women do not own periods. I mean, she's not wrong. Menstrual cycles are not exclusive to cisgendered women. They are, however, exclusive to people with vaginas, but no, cis women do not own periods. My issue, however, is how she strategically uses language that she knows will cause division and confusion between the two communities. And see, this is when I gotta get cisgender women together too, because every time she does this, y'all prove her fucking point. She's literally lining us up, lining the shit up for us to be transphobic, for us to feel challenged about our womanhood, and we play into her ploy every fucking time. Y'all literally be coming out the woodworks being unapologetically transphobic for no fucking reason. And this is this is where I have an issue with bald-headed ass Jess Hilarious, because bitch, nobody was even fucking talking to you. A lot of y'all do not have the range to have these conversations like Jess Hilarious, and a lot of y'all are not trying to come to an understanding with cis women or trans women. Y'all want to keep the shit going, and that's my issue with both sides, okay? I'm tired of this. I'm tired of us having the same motherfucking conversation every 3 months. I want us to use more progressive language, because this narrative that I want us to stop using words like real women. Like, if we're gonna have these type of conversations, they have to be progressive. If not, it's just us going around and about, being transphobic, being misogynistic, and none of us win at the end of the day. A cisgendered woman was literally unalived because she was mistaken for being a trans woman. So when we have these discussions about who owns a period and who doesn't, it's really counterproductive if you really think about it. Until the black trans woman is free, won't none of us be free, and that's on period.
This message is for Tasha K and Tasha K only. Girl, how's you talking about T.S. Madison not supporting and standing up for black women, but every time I see you, you're always arguing with a black woman?
So this conversation surrounding black trans women, who are the most marginalized people in the United States of America, and I always say, if you free the most marginalized person in the room, you free everyone else, it's starting to piss me off. You understand me? So I want to start a new trend, and hopefully cisgender black women will do it with me. For those who are not threatened by the black trans woman who sets the trends, I want to say, I love you, black trans woman. You are innovative. You are the standard. You are a trendsetter. You're powerful. You're gorgeous. You are a real woman. And honestly, you fight for me, and I've always fought for you, and I love you, and I thank you. So I love you, black trans woman, and fuck what all these other women have to say. Okay? And I say that as the first black woman to run the Massachusetts Commission on LGBTQ Youth and its history, and over 30 years of history. I say that in solidarity with my black trans women, and I'm gonna fight for you. You understand me? Like, I've been fighting for you for years, and I'm gonna continue to do it, and I want you to move forward. And I put this on everything I love, everything I have. I'm gonna put my privilege before my feelings, which honestly, I don't even know why y'all have feelings about this, but anyway, I'm gonna put my privilege up to pay for your freedom. You understand me? I love you, black trans woman. You are the shit. You understand me? And we're the only state agency, we're the only independent state agency youth commission in the country. And I promise you, we're doing the work. I love you, black trans woman.
I'm interested in knowing particularly how important is it for you to show up for the intersectional aspects of black womanhood, because you've been very vocal, which I've appreciated.
Absolutely. I mean, I think I've just learned as I've gotten older I grew up very, very religious, and then you grow up conditioned in a certain way. And when you get older, you learn to be deconditioned. You kind of learn to let those things fall off. You see the humanity of people. And I'm the kind of person, things have to make sense. And to me, it just makes sense. It makes sense to support the LGBTQIA plus community. And I have a mission to bring trans women into a sisterhood if they want to be. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be in a sisterhood, you know what I'm saying? No, but I do. I have a heart. I have a heart for that community, and I really want trans women to know how beautiful they are and that they are women, and I see them and I understand them, and I really encourage my cisgender sisters to open up their hearts to transgender women, because the most marginalized, vulnerable group in the world, and they need our support and love.
Support Black trans women. We're your daughters. We're your sisters. There's a lot of controversy and misunderstanding. I say be patient, listen, learn, and love people. If you resort to a religious context, let it be one that is rooted in love and not punishment and not adversary. And I think it's really important that we highlight the many ways that we can love each other and respect each other, because that is what is going to save our human family and teach us how to be gentler, loving, nonviolent beings. We out here humanizing robots and dehumanizing trans folks. And I think that it's really important for us to look at the times trans people are being banned along with the books. And trans people are being banned along with women's rights and people's rights to have any type of bodily autonomy. And so it's just a larger context and a bigger heart to understand it all.
So Summer Walker is coming for Just Hilarious, which is absolutely hilarious. Because let's really think about it. She's coming at Jess because Jess made some comments about we get our best music from her when she's heartbroken. Be that as it may be true, but I don't wish heartbreak on her just for music. But I'm just saying that energy that she's using for Jess, maybe you should check little Musty Meech. Let me stop, because I don't even know if he musty or not, because that's another thing she addressed.
I never found you funny. I never found you entertaining. I never found you smart. I just found you annoying.
While everyone is in an uproar about who can bleed and who can't, men have become so obsessed with women that they want to turn into one. And I find it quite flattering that womanhood seems so great to you guys. Y'all know me, you may not like what I gotta say, but I'm gonna say it anyways. In recent conversation, there's been a lot of uproar between trans women and real women. In my opinion, I think the most misogynistic thing that a man can do is reject his biology as a man and go into women-dominated spaces telling other women how he's a better woman than them because it's based off of his feelings of how he perceives a woman to be, while walking in society emulating what he believes a woman looks like by replicating other women. When we're discussing womanhood, I cannot go to another woman and ask her what it feels like to be a woman, because being a woman is not a feeling. However, being a woman, I absolutely am subjected to my reproductive organs that identify me as a woman. And saying that doesn't mean that I'm less than a woman. It just means that that is the beginning of my woman origin and my woman experience. And for the women who can't have a baby, we still recognize those women as women because they do have the reproductive organs to do so. However, we also understand that something is medically wrong with them. I will give credence to the fact that women are not the only people who have a period if we're identifying them that way, because non-binary people or trans men actually can also have a period, but at the basis of it, we call those biological women. However, when you're talking about trans women, we understand that that is something that biologically impossible you cannot do. The power struggle here that comes into play is when there is a very small minority of people imposing onto a larger group of people that are telling them what they would like to be called, how they would like to be treated, how they would like to be pronounced, and how they would like to be identified, but then you're imposing terminology onto them that they have yet to accept. So I must appease your feelings calling you by the pronouns that you identify with as, because you have chosen to make this decision about putting on a wig and putting on nails and putting on a dress. However, when I tell you I reject terms like birthing person or breastfeeder or real woman or biological woman or cisgendered woman, at this point then I should just understand and accept it because science says so. But science also says that the basis of your DNA, you are biologically a male. So why are we not listening to science all the way across the board? Seems a little hypocritical to me.
And since everyone has such an issue with understanding just hilarious, let me go ahead and put my cape on, because I think I could break it down for you a little bit more. It's very disingenuous for you to overshadow that woman's feelings in regards to her womanhood when she actually has given birth to a baby, which biologically that does make her a woman. However, you decided to discuss her looks and says that she looks like a trans person while you're also attempting to advocate for trans people. It's giving inherent transphobia. Also, to resurface the interview where she's relaying her experience of a man DMing her thinking that she was a trans woman to have sex with her, probably offended her because she's an actual woman, and it should be more of a slight to trans people considering the fact that that person has a fetish and just wanted to sexualize you and use you as an inanimate object. As a black woman, we have to be extremely mindful of how we attach ourselves to other intersectional groups when it comes to their issues, because we're always the first to remind people nobody respects us and nobody protects us, but we're the first to jump into the line of fire when other people need a defense. So here's a few things to remember when you're talking allyship. They're always present when it's time to give the tea or bash heterosexual men and amplify any bad experience that we've had in regards to our relationship issues. But anytime it's time to help these children and provide for them or be a better role model or even your protection, they are nowhere to be found. Not saying that there is an agenda, but I will say for a very small group of people who seem to not have any effect on anybody, when their issues come up in conversation, they're making a huge ruckus, and their representation comes at the basis of overshadowing other marginalized people.